I've always thought, I need a cheap projector. So luckily I checked my emails and Vankyo was like, hey, we have the Leisure 530W. And I'm like, haha, that sounds like a thing that I want. It claimed, and the only reason I said yes is because I usually don't say yes to like projectors from companies that are not like Samsung or Epson or something like that, or Sony, is native 1080p resolution. A lot of the times if you go to like Amazon and you look up cheap projector, there's like a $200 projector, 1080p or 4K. And what they mean is you could plug a HDMI cable into it and it will accept a 4K signal or accept a 1080p signal, and then it's 720p or 480p, and it's like, So this says native resolution 1920 by 1080. So, okay. Let's see what's going on. Wi-Fi connection, premium cinematic stereo. It'll probably be stereo. Touch key design, electronic keystone correction. Anything else on this box? No. I feel like Vankyo is a name I've heard before in the space of the internet. Portable projector screen. Oh, I didn't even know it came with one of these. Oh my. You just tape it up? How does this work? Simple screen package includes screen fabric hooks and double-sided adhesive tape. Do not wash. This bag is not a toy. Nothing's fun anymore. All right, so first of all, I pull the screen fabric. I'm probably not setting that up. I have a projection screen in the basement. We'll test this on. This unboxing is sort of like the review too. So I don't have to do a full insane review. We'll see how this works. Maybe it'll be the greatest thing ever. Maybe it'll change my life. I can plug my Dreamcast into it with that. So we have got an HDMI cable. That's nice. A power cable. That's nice. A breakout cable for 3.5mm to red, white, yellow, so you'll hook up old school stuff. Looks like we've got a remote. Plus it's LED, like a 1080p projector that's LED. All right, I'm not expecting it to have the greatest like color gamut of all projectors, but if it can actually produce 1080p 16:9 and have an LED, that means you could just use it. I can just set it up at the wall and just have it be my waifus. Vertical, turn the projector sideways, boom. I mean, that's a 4K though, but it's only showing 1080p waifus. So we've got power, mute, next track, last track, play, pause, up, down, left, right, okay. That looks like input, menu, return. We have volume, up and down, and this looks like keystone. So is that a third? It's weird, it's just 3 buttons in a thing. I ain't seen that. Okay. Chewbacca's not here to hear that. I mean, everyone heard that. It's got a little bit of weight to it. A little bit, very little bit of weight. Put that there. We've got cotton swabs, probably not for cleaning your ears. Oh God, Vankyo. For cleaning the lens or dust removal when needed, keep them well for future use. Okay. Never seen ear probes for that. We've got a quick start guide for screen mirroring. Oh, that'd be cool if I could mirror my phone to it. The problem with mirroring my phone, and I've had this before, is I would love if like a Chromecast or something could tell my phone is vertical and then send it horizontally to a screen so I could literally do that. If my phone could be mirrored that way, that would be awesome. But they don't do that. When you cast your phone, it's always got to be like this. And no one wants to use their phone horizontally. That's just not even worth it. User manual, I'll probably give this a browse. Only 16 pages of English. There's our thing. There's our inputs. Number 4. Oh, I thought it had blue. It would be kind of, I don't think it has Bluetooth out for like audio, but it would be, that's one of these things that these smart projectors are missing is a Bluetooth out. So I could just set up like, I have the iLoud boombox over there. Let's see, we've got a, ooh, don't drop it. Oh God. That is, it'll never be that nice again. That's the thing. As soon as it's off, I'm breathing onto it. It's already got dust. Don't know what that button is. Circle K. Here's part of that amazing stereo phenomenal sound. Actually, where is it? Or maybe that's it. Maybe that and this are the stereo. I don't know. We've got a full, and I also like the fact that it has a full grounded outlet. Here's infrared receiver for the back, infrared receiver for the front. I think that's just a line. Up, down, left, right, okay. All the menu options you get. USB. It'll probably read files over a USB key. HDMI 1 or HD1, HD2, AV for the adapter, headphone, and a TF card slot. Hold a second, Pasta. God. She just wants to be part of this channel so bad. Looks like we've got focus or zoom. Wow, that goes way in there. And what kind of adjustability do we have? I think this, yeah. So it has 4 feet, or you could extend a 5th foot, probably relatively far. It'll probably come out, yeah. Looks like a 1/4 20, so you could always, I wonder if you could use this as a mount. So you can tilt it up and shoot up at things. So I'm gonna get this thing turned on. What's this do? Oh, this is just a filter? Oh, right, there's your air filter. That's nice. That's nice. So where's stereo though? That can't, unless you're talking about stereo through the headphone jack. Because I'm only seeing one thing. Kind of power usage. 5 volt, 500 milliamp. Oh, for the USB, my bad. 110 watt draw. Not bad. 110 watts draw is like, okay, it's actually going to have like equipment in it and a bulb. So let's see how bad this is or good this is right now. Okay, we're in the basement. I'm using my projection screen. The projection screen it came with is over there. Mine's simply a spandex in ivory and not a pure white. And I'm pretty sure it's not because of that, but this required, this projector itself, wallpaper somewhere else, required quite a little bit of tweaking to get the colors right. There's still some issues with it. I think the lenses are plastic and not glass, which makes the edges a little blurry. You know, that's the penalty you pay. You're gonna get an off-brand projector that's affordable. You are finally getting 1080p. You know, the reason I said yes to doing this unboxing / mini review is that, holy shit, a 1080p projector? Like not just fake 1080p, yeah, real 1080p. It is real 1080p. I'll go through the settings menu and what I've changed. This will probably vary. A lot of people don't understand when you plug in a projector or a TV or anything, your source has voltage. This laptop has a certain voltage it's outputting for large reds, green, and the projector itself and the screen material is all going to be different, including variations in the color tone of the LED they're using. So don't go, oh, I put these numbers in and it still doesn't look right. Find the numbers for you. I've got on the user setup, and you can see the picture mode gets slightly, the user is a little blurry on the edges. It's worse on the left side. Contrast down to 25. Brightness, I tried up and down. 50 solid. Color down to 35. And sharpness is pretty much only an added sharpness slider. It should be at 0. I have it at 10 to try to compensate a little bit for the actual edge blurring that we've got going on. If we go back to color temperature, here's where it really mattered. These were all 50. You have color temperature set, user is 50, 50, 50. Added 40 to the red, making it 90. Dropped the green down to 25 and dropped the blue down to 33. And that is, I'm going directly off comparison with this Pantone screen on this laptop, which is a very accurate color representation is what this is. Let me get out of the darkest scene of, this is Hellboy, by the way. Let me close the menu. That's basically the only options you get in the menu. You got picture mode, color temperature, aspect ratio, auto is fine. Noise reduction I turned off. You get to choose the projection front, back. It'll flip it upside down. HDR mode is PC and you can reduce the image size. It's also sound mode. It actually has an okay speaker. I don't think you'd be satisfied with it watching an entire movie, but in a pinch, you know, you can hear dialogue. And then language, blending, how much you want to, here, let's go back to that. Blending, off, low, middle, high, for the menu when you bring the menu up, if you want to show what's still on the screen, and the duration when it turns off, I have it never turn off. I've actually had this down here running the entire day just to see if it would auto shut off. It does not auto shut off. I don't know if there's a setting to auto shut off. Chapter 4. Just want something colorful. It's a 16:9 projector. It's a 16:9 movie. My screen, if you can see it, is not 16:9, so I'm just using the right-hand side of it. With the settings I have now, that is actually pretty freaking good. I was having a hard time with the tweaking of the skin tones, which is why we have... Actually, this is a very strange movie to look at, too. In fact, let's close this movie. Let's put on another. The problem is finding a actual movie. Crocodile Dundee. Finding movies that don't look bad and are 16:9, because that's another thing. See if Black Snake Moan comes up as a 16:9 movie. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that's what you would use this for. There's my standby screen. Is this a widescreen movie? I can't tell. Nope, this is a super widescreen movie. And I know that it's rated R, so we better be careful with that. Blade Runner 19 blown away. Here, text. I'll expand this so you could actually look at the slight blurring issue. There's also a hair issue. I don't remember seeing this earlier. There's just the slightest hair here, and it's not on the lens. You could actually, it's wild. You can see into the projector as you walk around, because it's lacking. It lacks the tunneling of like a more expensive projector, so I could actually see into it like a zoom lens. It's wild looking. But there is a hair here that has developed throughout the day, probably because I have it running on the couch that Chewbacca walks all over, and I didn't actually check to see if there are really good filters in place, because it is blowing. If you haven't heard it, my heater's running now, but it is moving quite a bit of air. It does get warm. That LED is not a cold burning LED, although LEDs don't really burn. And you could just see maybe the word search is slightly soft here. These words are nice and sharp. And then over here, the words become way, way more out of focus. And no matter how hard you turn that, you can't get it in focus. It just has to do with the lens, you know, being stretched to its limits. If it was a bigger unit, they might have gotten away with that size lens. If you're trying to read text in this thing, if you're doing presentations, that might be hard to do. Well, certainly in this size font, I'm using, you know, a very clean, accurate font for a 1920 by 1080 screen. If you were using big presentations, it wouldn't matter. Let's see. Do I have anything else I could throw up here? See what this does. Please do something good. Let's see. Pictures. Screenshots from my favorite shows. Like that and that. I spent a long time. Let me see what it looks like on the camera, because I actually haven't looked at the screen. Oh wow, that's actually blown the hell out. I mean, lower that. So that and that look pretty accurate to each other. And that was my goal, was to basically just adjust. That's boobs. That's fine. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the price of this projector, how well it's doing. It took some tweaking, and it does obviously have the problems, but you're not going to find an NEC or a BenQ or really, frankly, any projector with a name that's going to do what you want it to do for less. So yeah, I'm impressed. And I want to thank the company Vankyo for sending it out. Put on one last screenshot there. And, oh, you wanted to hear the audio. You probably wanted to hear the audio. I will demonstrate the audio. Back to movies. What's the best movie for audio? It's got to be Captain Ron. We all know Captain Ron's got the best audio. Turn that up.
Yeah, sure, boss. I just, I saw it down below. I thought I'd take a look. I didn't use any film, though. Is that right?
Let me tell you something. This is not a toy.
See, they said stereo, and that's basically one speaker.
See the buzz in here. All kind of buttons.
Pick it up.
It came with a 64-page instruction.
Back in a second.
I've read the entire thing. Have you? I don't think so.
Excuse me. Captain Ron, I was wondering, are we going to be going to any more, like, human-type places?
How big can we get this? Oh, there you go. I'm going to adjust the...
Going to the island just to the left of it.
What's it called?
Ted's.
Adjusting. Ah, it will not focus that large.
Historical significance.
That's how far you can get. You can see Martin Short's good there. Martin Short's not good there.
She's really a great girl, Ross.
So there is a limitation, and the lack of a zoom functionality sort of restricts placement. But you know, again, you're not buying the highest end projector. You're buying something that works, that is 1080p, verifiable 1080p, has okay enough sound, and if you tweak it, and I mean, I stood here for 15-20 minutes changing settings, changing images, seeing what I was looking at. This is this color green and that color green, that has more red in it, takes a little bit of red away. Am I losing contrast? If there was a picture of a girl with her shoulder against a white background, and if you put the contrast up too high, it blended in, she didn't have a shoulder anymore, you lower the contrast down. If you're willing to play with things like that, this projector works great. And shut it off, power, done. I love the little red light that just sits there. So yeah, thank you for sending this out. Links in the description, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the P secret link.